What's going on, family? Thank you for tuning in to today's live. You're locked in with the Coach Smook Network, and I'm your host, Coach Smook, your favorite Alabama insider and sports media personality. Before we get rolling, do me a quick favor. Tap that like button, share the stream out, and if you're new here, make sure you're subscribed to the channel so you never miss any of the action. Now listen, if you really rock with what we're building here, I invite you to take the opportunity to support the channel by becoming a member of the AAA family. Our mantra is authenticity above all. Everything we do, our content and our community, is built on creating and enjoying quality, authentic conversations, real insight, and real information surrounding sports entertainment. Your membership directly assists in the growth of the Coach Smook Network, and every hard-earned dollar you contribute is not only appreciated, it's paid forward. We proudly make monthly contributions to various community health and awareness organizations because impact matters. If you want to get even more involved with the community, be sure to join our Discord. You can type the command right now in the live chat or head over to our main YouTube page and click the Linktree link in the description. And for those who want to support the network directly, you can donate through multiple options: Venmo, PayPal, or Cash App. Every bit of support helps us continue to grow and elevate this platform. Thank you all for the love and the support and the energy you bring every single time. Now buckle up because it's time to get into the show. Somebody type it in the chat. Say, put me in the game, Coach Smook. Let's get it.
Authenticity above all, that's where I stand. If you ain't a real fan, you'll fail with the fan. They tried to box me in and I keep the dough off the frame. Turn the pressure into power, put my stamp on the game. Put me in the game, coach, in the game. Put me in the game, coach, that's what they saying. Put me in the game, coach, in the game. Put me in the game, coach, that's what they saying.
Players and the staff are pulling up right now for today's scrimmage. Coach David Ballou in the front. Y'all can see everybody pulling up, man. And boys over there, look at Deontay.
Hey, y'all, I'm walking out of Walmart. Hey, what's your name, bro?
Man, my name Michael McKinney, man. I'm a true Alabama fan, and this man does a good job on his podcast.
What's up, bro?
Reviewing Alabama football. Keep doing what you're doing, man.
Appreciate that, bro.
Tide.
Roll Tide, man.
Let's go. Let's go. Good morning. Good morning. We here on this beautiful Thursday. Great day that the Lord has made. Y'all give it up for yourselves today, man. I'm excited about today's show. This is the last show before we actually be talking about some actual what happened right at Alabama when it comes to this football program. Our closest thing to actual kickoff in season action that we're going to get until September. What is it? September 5th or the 8th or something like that. When is the first game against Eastern Carolina? I'm putting y'all to work already. We already getting in here. Hey, appreciate y'all for tapping in. All my live viewers, if you're coming in live, I know we started the show a little bit, took us a little bit longer to start. StreamYard, YouTube, they're having integration issues. So we're going to, these next couple of shows throughout the transition period to the off season, the intros, the opening is going to be a little bit longer, probably 3 minutes, so that we can give everybody a chance to get notifications. I've been getting a lot of messages about people missing the first half of the show because they're not getting notifications. So help us out by helping our notifications get out, by everybody that's in each chat. each chat, you need to come to my YouTube side at Coach Smook on YouTube, like the stream, and then share it. And then you can go back to TikTok, you can go back to Facebook, you can go back to whatever, but come to YouTube real quick, like the stream, even drop a comment. Let me know where you're watching from, and then share the stream. Is going to help everybody get back active. We're trying to reach 5K by the end of Saturday, y'all. And I know it looked like a crazy feat. I'm not scared of it, though. I've never been scared of not reaching goals. The only thing I'm scared of is not trying. It's not attempting. So we're going to continue to push to reach our goals. And so let me see. What is? Oh, yeah. All right. So and then also don't forget, y'all, if you have not joined Discord, yes, it's an extra app on your phone. I know a lot of us aren't big on those messaging apps, but Discord is probably the most secure one I've been a part of. It's better than GroupMe. It's better than Telegram, all those other ones, WhatsApp. Discord, as far as content creation and having community interactions and the integration of letting you know that we're live. If you're not in Discord, go to Discord, join the AAA community on Discord, Coach Smook Network, and you will see a notification in the locker room every time we go live on YouTube, Kick, and I believe TikTok now. I think TikTok is doing it now too. So if not, we can find a way to integrate it. Shout out to my TikTok family for tapping in over there. My brother Antonio tapping in over there with the gifts, already popping the stream off with 21 big ones with his daily heart, all of that good stuff. For my TikTok family, I'm gonna get better at engaging with y'all too. I'm gonna get way better in engaging with y'all, because I've seen a lot of good comments from last show, and I wish y'all had the confidence. I don't know why people are so nervous about calling in to the call-in show. Like, and I laugh at those burner pages on Twitter that'll sit there and they'll take little jabs and stuff at content that's produced while people are doing it live, and they'll wait till after live to go and conjure up whatever their rebuttal is and then try to create conversation. I want to talk to you then. I do a live show that sometimes we go 2.5, 3 hours. You think I want to sit there and type paragraphs and go back and forth with a coward who won't even go their face to stand on their own word? Come on, bro. We do live shows for a reason. This is not a hobby for us. We doing something special here. And you all see that the ones that show up week in and week out, day in and day out, every live stream that support each short, y'all know where we're headed towards. This content is just the base level part of it. But we got bigger things in store, and God has bigger plans. So shout out to Amanda for renewing that membership, being a member of the AAA family, taking her look. She on vacation, y'all. She ain't been to work all week, y'all. We're gonna have to give her some extra hours next week when she get back. Been on vacation, y'all. She ain't been to work. But nah, I appreciate everybody for tapping in. Let's do a roll call real quick and take our time, get into the conversation today, because today is a different type of day for the content. We actually doing more so of a push to get our subathon goal reached. We're actually, let me see if like I said, I'm gonna take my time today. We're gonna have different people pulling up throughout the day. This stream right here would be an hour, then we'll do our post-practice report, or an hour and a half, then we'll do our post-practice report in a separate stream at 12:30. And then after that stream is probably going to last, I think and post-practice report, I'm doing members only today, because I got a text message last night, and it was something in regards to us finding out going into A-Day who the captains for this season were going to be. So there's supposed to be some release of the captains before A-Day kickoff this weekend. So, and that was something that was asked. In the last interview in media time with the coaches. I think it was Kalen DeBoer. They asked Kalen DeBoer what was his thoughts on who's emerging as the leaders, and who is anybody stepping up to basically become captain of this year's team. And there was no definitive answer in that, because like I feel like it should be, with so many players that moved on. Players hit the portal. You had a lot of your leadership, Deontay Lawson, all those guys were 5th-year guys, 4th-year guys. You had a lot of those guys leave, even on the offensive side. Caden Proctor, Parker Browser was a 4-year guy. I think, was Parker a 4-year guy? Yeah, Parker was a 4-year guy, 4 years of collegiate ball. Jaden Roberts was another leadership presence in that room. The wide receiver room, you lose Jeremy Bernard. He was like your veteran of that room, your big brother of that room. You lose quality veteran assets that didn't get to impact the game. Jalen Hill, Cole Adams, veteran guys that showed up and worked hard. Running back room, you lose Jan Miller, Richard Young, but you bring back some solid experience there. Quarterback room, fresh. Need a leader to emerge as the captain, the leader of the team. So we got a lot to talk about in that aspect. Then we're going to get into some depth and rotational talks, what we expect during A-Day, what the scrimmage should look like. We'll talk about some A-Day events that we plan on seeing. Like today is going to be a very interactive morning, getting ready for A-Day. Shout out to my mom. Mom is in the chat. Mama Smook is in the chat. Y'all, it's been a while. We ain't seen Mama Smook in the chat in a minute. She said, "Good morning, son, and AAA family. Can't stay long, but wanted to say hello." Look, Mama, we're waiting for you to get back on that phone line. Everybody's been asking that. That's been around since the start of the Coach Smook Network calling show. They missed those moments. Y'all remember my mama had me crying on my show, man, like live, y'all. But to be fair, she had a lot of y'all crying too. All of us was on this mug crying. She's on the phone just doing what she do, being the woman of God that she is. So give it up for my mother, man. Shout out to Mama Smook in the chat, man. I love my mama. I'm a big mama's boy. Y'all know that. But today we got some quality stuff going on. I think more so than anything because of how much content that we've been putting out. This is going to be a fun day. We got the open mic subathon happening this week, today. The open mic subathon. Shout out to Mary J. She said, "We miss you, Mama Smook." We got the open mic subathon happening today, y'all. It's going to be a full day of entertainment, interaction, just content. And we don't know how long each stream will last. So the point of this is to get our notifications pushed out on all platforms throughout the day. Some streams one stream may last an hour, another one may last 3 hours, another one may last 6. We don't know. But we're going to be putting content out. We might get a few content warnings and things of that nature, but we pushing to get you all, get our name back out there, get the network back out there. So check out the open mic subathon. And then also today, y'all, don't forget, man, this month is a very special month for the Coach Smook Network, not just for me, but for a very important and special part of the community that I truly support and love to bring awareness to. That's our autism awareness, support for autism awareness. Where is our graphic at? Oh, it's already up here. I'm tripping. It's already up here, Mary J. I got it set up in a better spot, and I'm trying to do it the way. But don't forget to support autism awareness this week. We have a link that we provide in our descriptions, but we also have a link that you can be provided. I think we have it queued up for, Mary J, can you move that banner, please? I think we have it queued up for the, prompts, moderated prompt chat. So I don't know. I don't think so, but you can donate directly with the link that we are providing in the Discord, also in our descriptions. But and then also, like I said, we have the direct donation link, or you can donate through the Coach Smook Network with your monthly contributions. We contribute a monthly percentage of our earnings through this channel to autism awareness. And I think that's it for the opening announcements. I think we gave everybody enough time to get their notifications in. If you haven't, make sure you drop a like, make sure you drop a share. We're gonna go ahead and get into this roll call segment of the Coach Smook Morning Show. And I know we already passed the 15-minute mark, so we can't tell you to fast forward on this one, but it ain't that type of live this morning. So tap in. Let me know where you're watching from. Say something. Don't just be rubbernecking. Don't be lurking. Don't be doing none of that. I want to talk to everybody. We here on YouTube, Facebook, TikTok, Twitch, and Twitter. So don't be scared to speak. I got 35 people between all three platforms early in the show. That means I should have at least 20 of y'all speaking. Speak. Don't be scared to speak. Roll Tide in the chat to everybody. If you're a Bama fan, you especially need to be speaking up. And for all you pretenders, all you Ohio State fans, I got a little topic to talk about too with Earl Little and all this stuff, and James Smith, and I guess Quay Rusaw's up next, or Keon Keeley. One of them is up next, I guess, to speak on the comparisons of their experience at Alabama compared to where they are now. Like, what's the agenda? But we're gonna get into that. Shout out to y'all, man, in the chat. My family, Roll Tide, Dominic, good to see you. Roll Tide. And then to my sister, Brett. What's good, girl? Roll Tide. Good to see you. Good to see you. What's up, Greg? Good to see you, man. Roll Tide, Greg, my brother in the chat. Roll Tide, Mary J on the ones and twos. Clicking it, making it do what it do. Mike Jones, what's good, brother? Roll Tide. Good to see you. Urban Essence, good morning. Good morning, beautiful, my sister. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Roll Tide. Hey, Fo guy, appreciate you. Roll Tide, man. Roll Tide. Is that what I think it is? Yeah, we already got donations popping up through the PayPal, man. We got Cash App. Shout out to Antonio Snell for the $25 direct dono to the Cash App. Oh yeah, I gotta show it, y'all. I gotta show you. You don't mind me showing your name? I know you don't, man. You're a solid supporter for Roll Tide, bro. Appreciate my brother for tapping in and supporting the Coach Smook Network with a $25 super chat, $25 direct dono, man. That's how easy it is. Amanda, Roll Tide, good to see you, sister. Roll Tide. And people ask me why I do that when people direct dono, because it's just like super chat. You get a super chat sticker. I wish we had a way to integrate the network Cash App to whenever we receive something, it shows up on screen. It probably is something. Y'all just got to get up to that 20K subscribers so YouTube can pay for it. What's up, Jordan? Good to see you. Roll Tide, man. Matt Horn, smooking for real listening while I work opening cabins up for the season at the winery. I work at upstate New York. Oh, yeah. Matt, you do work upstate. You do work upstate. Them facts. Oh, yeah. Yeah, this guy. Y'all, we do gotta we gotta talk about this comment that was made. What's up, Melvin? Good to see you. Roll Tide. Khalil, what's good, Khalil? Listen, Khalil, my little brother. What's up, man? Roll Tide. Good to see you in the chat, man. My mama's in the chat watching from the city. Oh, Mitchell. Down in the country. That's country Phoenix City for y'all that don't know it. Birmingham, Alabama in the house. Let's go. Eric King, what up, man? Good to see you over there on TikTok. I see you, man. Britt, tapping in on TikTok. Y'all tap that screen on TikTok, man, and share that live. Share it to all the Bama fans you know on TikTok. I don't care. Take 2 minutes. We got about 2 more minutes of roll call. What's good, big homie? Good to see you. I'm gonna see. Hey, me and big homie gonna be on the scene just so y'all know what's up. My big brother Kelsey Shepherd. Then we got some Facebook people tapping in. I don't know if y'all can still see me on Facebook or if y'all can hear me, but comment on Facebook. I see your likes. I want to see the comments. I want to see those icons from Facebook. We're doing engagement today. All y'all fans that tap in late and be jumping in late on, don't even jump into the live. Talking about hurry to get to the show. Fast forward. Keep guessing. Keep guessing. If you at this 20-minute mark right now, just keep guessing. We'll start talking football in a minute. But I want to appreciate everybody that's showing up live and helping us grow on the daily. I know you watching post live. You probably do your part, liking and sharing. You probably can't catch it live. But understand, if you was here live, you will want the same treatment. You will want every comment that you're dropping in this post live because you responded to stuff that ain't even live right now. You're saying stuff that I've already said in the past, right? So imagine if you would have said it to me while you were here live, I would have been able to respond to you and we would have had some good dialogue and you could have been a part of the next viral moment from the Coach Smook Network. Eric King, appreciate that heart meet on TikTok, man. Appreciate that heart meet. All right, I gotta discuss this before we get into the show. I had to stop you too. For all my TikTok streamers or people that watch a lot of TikTok streamers, when you say heart me, don't it sound like when you play it back in your head real quick, don't it sound like you're saying heart meat? Like, no? Right. It's me. I guess it's just me. Me and my ADHD. What's up, Bama Gump? Roll Tide, man. Good to see you. Now, shout out to all the likes on Facebook. Jamie Ransel, Rico Mitchell, Cedric Williams. Appreciate y'all for tapping in. Make sure y'all tapping on the YouTube side. Please, y'all. Please come to this YouTube side. I'm not trying to beg for nothing, but we are so close to a goal on YouTube, and I think we got like a week left to do it. And it's all about engagement and our stuff during the live shows and what we're doing. So if y'all comment in this YouTube chat, I know everybody used to Facebook or TikTok. If y'all get active in my YouTube chat, man, we can literally like You know what I'm saying? I almost dab. When the last time y'all see somebody dab? I bet my kids are embarrassed right now. Oh my God, I just embarrassed my whole legacy. That dab. Oh my Jesus. All right, y'all, I'm done with that. Let's get into the show. Somebody type it in the chat, man. And if you really rocking with me, type it in the chat for real. Like really, it is literally how many letters? 6 letters. Put me in the game, Coach Smook. That's all you got to type it in the chat. Somebody type it in the chat.
Put me in the game, Coach Smook.
Let's get into it, y'all. Let's get into it.
Put me in the game, Coach Smook. Put me in the game, Coach Smook.
Like, share, subscribe. You know we keep it live.
Put me in the game, Coach Smook. 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 Put me in the game, Coach Smook.
Like, share, subscribe. You know we keep it live.
Go, man. Let's go. My brother Eric King said, will you be at A-Day Saturday? Is a pig pink? Yes, I'm gonna be at A-Day Saturday, man. I'm just playing. Yeah, I'm gonna be there, brother. I will definitely be there. Live and in person. We actually have a team gonna be putting together the Coach Smook interactive things done, but also we will be in the scrimmage this year. I don't know what happened 2 years ago when I was working with Bama Football on YouTube, but I don't remember anything from the scrimmage. I was in the booth, and I promise you, I don't remember anything. I don't remember anything from that Mill Road transition scrimmage. I promise you. I remember Malachi Moore hurting his shoulder, trying to keep from killing Jeremy Bernard, because Mill Road laid a ball up a pass up across the middle. Should have been. That's neither here nor there. All right, y'all, let's get into the conversation. Y'all here on the Coach Smook Network. We're live having our conversations. Alabama A-Day. We are about to embark on I think this Saturday is the first real test of the Kalen DeBoer era. All right. Can you get a product out on the field for your Alabama A-Day scrimmage, which is not going to be practice format? I confirmed that yesterday. They are doing full out scrimmage, right? Controlled plays. I don't think there will be a special teams period, but it's not live, right? They're going to get special teams involved, but this is going to be scrimmage. So game like atmosphere without all the post snap extracurriculars, right? And I'm excited about that because we want to try to come into this season with all the talent available, especially on the D-line, in the trenches, all the talent available. You don't want to come into the season next year with plug and play pieces because guys are hurt and those pieces are doing good, but your better asset is getting healthier. Then once the asset is available, you see a lot of inconsistency with personnel management. I took a look at the game from last year, Alabama versus Missouri, right? And that was a game where Missouri at that point in time was 6-0. They had the number 1 ranked overall defense, rushing defense in the country at that point in time in the season. And then you also saw that they had the number 1 scoring offense in the SEC at that point in the season, the number 1 rushing offense in the SEC, right? And if you go look at that game, we're talking about just A-Day expectations and all of that. One of the main things, the hottest storyline was one, Ty Simpson under pressure, how much he had gotten better from week 1, and then the run game offensively. And then defensively, it was stopping the run game and how much the defense has started creating turnovers to create and in favor of Alabama. What are some things that you want to see? Right? I don't know what's going on. No Merc. You silly, man. What's some things you want to see this Saturday is going to tell you that we're on the right side of those things that weren't as balanced, right? One of the things for me is going to see the utilization of the running backs. What style of run scheme are we going to try to get established early on? right? A lot of perimeter-based runs from last season didn't work to our advantage. I think you got to go with your advantages this year. I think that's why you go out and you get an offensive line coach like Adrian Clem, who's going to come in and his mechanics, his technique is his expertise across the whole offensive line. Doesn't matter, guard, tackle, center. He's got the pedigree for that, right? And then you get a guy like Richard Owens, who understands how to get guys to buy into those level blockings, right? Mechanics. One thing I heard from each scrimmage, from both scrimmages and our teams periods, one thing you're going to hear that's a highlight of the offense is how physical the tight end room has become, right? How physical they are in the run blocking. And this defense flies around. So for tight ends to be getting recognized for blocking assignments, that means that they're in the right spots. And that don't mean you're cleaning somebody every play. It doesn't mean that you're running somebody off the cleaning that clock every time. A solid tight end knows how to be in position to create space, even in the passing game, right? Even in the passing game. So we got a lot to look forward to offensively with the depth. You just want A-Day to be productive and not counterproductive, meaning we guys got to understand, yes, I'm competing, but that's my brother. We got to go to war in a few months, right? I think it's how many weeks between April 11th and kickoff? I forget how many weeks you got. Is it 16? Is it 18 weeks between? It's 16 weeks, I believe. We won't do it. Listen, chat. What Coach Smook will not do, he will not get on here and he will not title every live stream from here until the day that we have kickoff, how many days we have until kickoff. I promise you right now, I need y'all to listen to me closely. I will not. There will not be a stream titled 4,387 days till Alabama kicks off. I promise you. That's a guarantee, Shep. That's a guarantee, big homie Britt, everybody. I promise you. Mary J, I promise you. We will not do that. Our countdown probably might start 15 days out. I ain't gonna cap because we trying to be on the move. It's a couple of 7-on-7, some high school things. I want to see the receivers catch the ball with good technique. Oh my God. You know what, Jordan? Did I even talk about that from the last stream? The last scrimmage? Did I even talk about that? Speaking of receivers, let's talk about receivers. Mary J, can I get a banner say receiving core, Alabama A-Day receiving core? I think this year y'all going to be more confident. And the thing is, I'm going to tell y'all this and I'm not making excuses for nobody, right? I just think the competitive balance on this team this year is a lot more, it's higher. The bar is higher than it was last year, right? It's higher than the bar was last year. And I think in the secondary, there's a lot to prove from the receiver. So the competition is there. You got a guy like Noah Rodgers who comes in and doesn't feel like he's a guaranteed starter, right? He comes in with that mentality. Same thing with Tyler Henderson, the transfer from JUCO, that I think is going to end up being an impact player. And if he's not an every down, every snap type receiver, that's going to be dangerous for Alabama because he's a speed mismatch. Him, if you could find some way to get a 4 wide receiver set on the field, or you go 5 wide and you put 4 wides on the field, Tyler, Latsier Brooks, Ryan Williams, and anybody else on the boundary, put another guy on the boundary. Give them some type of trips bunch, or some type of point formation out in space to the field. Not on the tight side. Give your big Sadarian Morgan or Derek Meadows. Give one of them a tight side one-on-one ISO look. Spread that trips formation out there. Extend it past the top of the numbers, right? Put it out there in between the numbers and the sideline, right, to the field. And then run some switch release concepts. With all of that speed you have in that wide receiver room, there's no reason why Alabama should be struggling with quick game, intermediate, or attacking people vertically if the offensive line holds up. And I think they will. I think they will. The offensive line is looking good, but the receiver room, because of the talent in the secondary, I'm telling y'all right now, Chuck McDonald, he might not be the first guy out there for the first snap, but oh my God, the physicality that he comes up with. You guys are going to see how competitive the secondary is. Red Morgan flying around, Carmelo O'Neal, Dejon Lee, everything is contested. You talking about two guys, 6'4", 6'5", both of them 6'6", 6'7" wingspans, 200 plus pounds, can move fluid in their hips. Stay in phase. I think Carmelo O'Neal is probably your CB3, the guy that's going to get a lot of those. I guess you could say nickel corner boundary reps. And I think because of his frame and his size, you like him playing some of that in the box nickel corner look, right? Or if you're getting those teams that's giving you those wide twin splits, you like him out there. And then the match zone concepts that you see these guys that you see Kane Womack kind of devise a scheme off of on the back end, it fits guys with those skill sets like him, Dejon Lee, and then you got another Jair Edwards. Once he gets acquainted, he's a long 6'2" frame. I know he looks like a linebacker, but he's 6'2" with like a 6'4" wingspan. You got Drake Kirkpatrick that likes to play in the box. Bray, Keon Sabb has shown us his IQ year in and year out for the past 2 years. The secondary is going to make it hard for the receivers. So talking about the receiving core, right? I just highlighted all of that talent in the defensive back room, and I ain't even talk about the freshmen, Jordan Edmonds, Zion Gibson, Rael Kelly. Those three have been making their mark in spring. With all that talent over there, you look at the core group of receivers that I truly feel like is going to be part of the rotation, starting with Noah Rogers, Ryan Williams, Latier Brooks, Derek Meadows, Rico Scott is right there in that rotation. I think that's probably your top 5. Then right under that, you got Sedarian Morgan, you got MJ Chegwin, who's going to be in that room trying to push for some spots. But Tyler Henderson, you get to find out truly where he sits because he's been getting a lot of reps with 2s and 3s. Get to find out where he truly sits and how he can impact. Does he end up getting some snaps with Keelan or Austin Mack during the A-Day? That's how you can tell what his trajectory is, because he's a young guy, a young transfer. It's not like he's a redshirt junior or a redshirt senior. He's a young guy that came from JUCO, but he has speed. And you got guys like Aubrey Walker coming in. You got Mathis there. So it's a lot. I think right now you have 6 or 7 guys in that wide receiver room that you're ready to move forward with that are going to compete. Sedarian Morgan is going to be a spot impact piece. I think his first year, you find what he does best. And because of everything else you have around it, you don't have to force him into uncomfortable situations, right? And the uncomfortable situations you put him in are things that he's proven that he's taken into his memory bank and able to apply it, right? Same thing with Aubrey Walker, who's going to come in the fall. I think because of his natural speed and ability with the ball in his hands, he'll be more of a vertical jet sweep piece, right? Getting his mind conceptually to that, but acquainted to that, but more so setting things up for him on the special teams. Shout out to Mama Smook, man, coming in, tapping in this morning, becoming a member, renewing her membership. Y'all, we really been doing good on my memberships. Love you, son, at Coach Smook and AAA family. See you soon. See you again soon. Roll Tide, roll. Mama Smook. Y'all give it up for my mama, y'all. I love when my family come in. Cousins, aunties, uncles. But when mama come in, it's different. I'm a mama's boy. And then when Pops come in, y'all know it's business. It's business. He'll crack a joke too, man. Pops, you know what? The older these grandkids get, and the older he can get, y'all know how it is. Y'all, yeah, for all y'all Papaws out there, y'all know what time it is. Is that my Teresa in the chat? Hey, Teresa. Roll Tide, girl. Look, we got them phone lines getting open. I'm just selling the ship so we can have a good day. We got a long day of content, y'all. So if you here, you feel like you want to stick around, or if some of y'all got it like that, right? Y'all got it made like that. What's up, Zach? Good to see you, man. Y'all got it made like that. Y'all called off work today just to chill. I don't know what type of money y'all sitting on, but if you got it like that, go ahead, man. Just super chats. Correct. Don't know. I'm trying to get like y'all. I'm trying to see. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to get like y'all. I'm trying to call out. See, and you know what's funny? Quick little left field combo. Days that I don't go live is not because I don't want to. Days that I don't go live is because we've done something in place of being live that required that live energy. Aubrey's going to be a straight menace once he get on the field.
Hey, Duran, you must know something. I was talking about Aubrey Walker 2 years ago for what he did on the track track and field. So, receiving core, Alabama A-Day receiving core, I expect to see a healthy rotation of all of them. I don't think in this receiving core you have somebody that you're trying to protect for the season. I know everybody wants to make Ryan Williams this star wide receiver one. I think Ryan Williams will find his spot and be a impact 3, impact 2. And to me, in this day and age of football, in this era of football, if you're the number 3 receiver, you're the most dangerous receiver. If you, especially in college football, the way you can stack wide receiver talent, if you're the third option, you're the most dangerous option. One, because usually the third option is put in the spot to make mismatches. Your best receiver is usually you're trying to put him in the spot to where he create mismatches, especially with the frame and the size of Ryan Williams. Right, you're talking about a kid 5'11", 6 foot, 185 pounds. Has the new prototype wide receiver frame that everybody wants with these shifty, longevity, vertical guys that strong hands. You put him in the slot against linebackers, strong safeties, free safeties, giving him those mismatches, or your third best corner, right? You're talking about a guy that can pull your best cover guy. Like if they're like Alabama that uses their best cover corner as their nickel corner to cover out the slot, transition the boundaries, all of that. So you're getting your quote unquote best receiver on their best cover guy, which makes space for others when they work to do that. And so I think you're going to see a lot of that. Physicality is a standpoint across the board, but receiving core as in particular, I want to highlight one thing. The amount of contested catches that has been made throughout this spring. Meadows is also someone I'm looking forward to seeing more of. Meadows was on track to see a lot last season. I just watched the game last night. It was the Missouri game. I was breaking down that film, and you see him like on the play before he got injured. He's literally like handling a dude in blocking and run blocking 7-8 yards past the play, right? Just handling the guy, and then you see the formation. They go out 5 wide. I think it was like 3rd and 2nd and 7 or something like that. 2nd and 7 or something like that. And he releases inside. He's running that post, and Ty Simpson kind of lays it up there for him instead of leading him. He lays it up, and Meadows has to jump. And it wasn't a bad pass, y'all. I'm not saying that, but he lays it up there. He makes a great catch, and the guy, honestly, and I'm being honest, and I said this last night on the live. To me, it wasn't a dirty hit. It was just an unfortunate hit. The momentum of how he jumped, that guy was coming down to make a play on the ball. He didn't make a hit at his helmet, and he led with his forearms, right? He led with his forearms. He didn't lead with his helmet. So that's unfortunate, but it goes to show you the type of dedication Eric Meadows has and the fearlessness he has. So, all right, let's talk about the running back room. Talk about tight ends, O-line. We're going to talk about quarterbacks last. Running backs. I don't want to get too far into the defense because I got some intel about defense. I'm going to wait till practice is over with. They in practice right now. Practice will be over with about 45 minutes, to be exact. About 45 minutes. And we'll be done with our live, and we'll come back with our post-practice report. But the running back room, man, I'm telling you, I've seen some comments already. Seen a few people trying to jump the gun, but we talked about this in our members only live. I talked about how Kevin Riley, surprised his staff last year, and created enough value for himself, even though he didn't get utilized as much due to minor injuries and things from last season. I felt like his change of pace was going to be very valuable for transitioning this offensive scheme into what it should be as far as what you're looking for in the running back room. Now, every down back, I don't think Kevin Riley is going to be that, but the change of pace back that he kind of like the sparks that we saw from him last year, that's where he's going to find his place in this offensive scheme. Now, what that does for him long term, right? Like him and guys like, I truly believe Trayshawn Brown is another guy like that that's going to be not an every down back, but a change of speed back. Not because you're undersized, because Brown is not undersized, 5'10", 200 pounds as a freshman. He'll be able to play at 215, 220 like his nephew once he fully develops. But a guy like Riley, who's undersized, that gives you that speed, them hands out the backfield. Somebody that's a true one cut, plant your foot, get up the field, hit your hole, hit your gap. I think that's where we're going to see Riley really get his opportunities. Roll Tide, James, good to see you. Y'all give it up for my brother James, man, tapping in. Roll Tide, good to see you in the chat, man. It's always good to see faces that haven't been around in a while. See y'all in the chat tapping in and excited to check in. My guy Eric King has asked a question. He said, how do you think the linebacker group is going to be? I'm going to answer your question in a second, Eric King, once we talk defense. And this is cool that you asked something about linebackers, because I try to match linebackers and running backs up when we break this stuff down. So we'll go ahead and do that. Running back wise, though, Kevin Riley, he's stepping out. He's stepping up. But like I said, I think your every down back for this group right now is either Daniel Hill or A.K. Deere. I think you get some spot reps from Kevin Riley. Like I said, the pass pro is still going to be an issue for him. The pass pro seems to still be an issue for him. A.K. Deere truly stepping up and showing his growth in that. Daniel Hill started showing his growth later in the season. We saw Jan Miller get whooped last year in pass pro. So hopefully that's where I think I'm going to be paying attention to the running backs. How do they look in pass pro? How are they stepping up to provide pass pro and the physicality at that point? But then also just the assertiveness in the run game, And then on the linebacker side, I think the inside linebacker room is good to the point where we need to utilize a solid 4-man rotation. I think you have that much skill set in that room. If you want to stay fresh, you want to keep things fluid, you want to grow from a solid point. And I think more so than anything, deciding how that rotation goes is going to be based off of how the defense is able to communicate, right? Play calls getting in, everybody getting set up. If you can't get set up, by the 16-second mark on some of these play calls, or like, say, for instance, you see the offense line up, they get their call from the sideline, then they do the check with me. If you're not lined up at the 12-second mark, you probably in a bad spot. And so I think Coach Womack was learning where what type of personnel he can put on the field to leave as far as base, hook, and then have them adjust. You got to have at least 9 or 10 smart players on the field that can, make those 1 or 2 guys that don't understand the hurry up flow or hurry up phases of what you're looking for in certain defensive schemes. You can put those guys in the right spot. That's why you look for your Mike linebacker to be a guy that knows those things. So the fact that they're reporting that they feel like they have 3 guys that can really rock the green dot, that's quality. It worked out last year with Lawson and Jefferson. You saw both of those guys rock the green dot, but you also saw, I think Quay Russaw came out one game with it. If I'm not mistaken, Quay Russaw, or it might have not been this past season, probably last season, the first year. Needed back who ain't afraid of some contact, that part. And you know what? I don't think Daniel Hill or Kevin Riley was scared of contact last year. I just think they had slow starts. Let me get some more comments in the chat. We're talking about linebacker rotation. I love the inside linebacker room. I think they're going to be great. You all know how I feel about the edge room. There's some different specimens in that room this season. Caleb Smith add to that room. You got Nolan Wilson coming in, the freshman. He's going to be coming in. I think he's going to be a good addition there. My sister said, Coach Smook, do you feel the Clem and Knicks will choose their guys, or will Grubb control that? That's yet to be known. I feel like if it's anything like what we were getting last year from our sources saying that Grubb had control, I think we'll see a lot of the same issues with just personnel mismanagement. And that's a hard thing to kind of speak on, because you're talking about now this year with the offensive staff assembled. I think everybody is more than qualified to decide who should represent that position group and what personnel looks good, or what skill sets fit the play call better. So hopefully that's not the case. You know what? That's something that I should try and get some real clarity on. We'll actually reach out to some of our media people that go and do the credentialed media post-practice presses, and we'll try to drop that bug in their ear and see if they can find a way to ask Coach Grubb, how is the personnel management as far as player rotation in game? How's that handled? Who handles that? Is that handled by the position coaches, or is that something that he's ahead of he or Coach DeBoer? And I think that's the easiest way to ask him. You know, so if this set of receivers are much better, than how Ty isn't the only blame for last year's inconsistencies, right? Wrong. You tried it. Stop doing that. Listen, let Ty go to the draft. There's so much film out there showing how many underthrows Ty had compared to on target passes. There's so many clips out there about Ty in this open pocket. I wish my homegirl was here right now. I was FaceTiming her last night, and while I was on the phone, I was watching that Alabama-Missouri game, right? And I said, see, this is what people sit there and try to blame the offensive line. They try to blame Wilkin-Form before. There was a snap. The snap happened at the opponent's 38-yard line. When Ty got sacked, he got sacked on the opponent's was that? So almost at midfield. I think it was like the 47, right? I understand if you're at the 38, you got to drop back. You're in shotgun formation. You're probably 5 yards off the ball. That puts you at the 43, right? Your three strap drop puts you right there at. And mind you, this is a quick concept. You see a slant from the outside receiver. You see a drag coming from the ISO receiver on this side. You see a release route from the slot. This is a quick concept. You can tell off rip. And the type of pocket that's formed around Ty, right? You got a wide 9 edge blitz coming. Wilkin-Form extends. He goes 7-8 yards drop outside of this extended protection so that he can force the end out. There's no pressure coming up this lane. There's all his blocks on his backside are being held up. What does Ty do? Instead of stepping up, he used to drift back. He's blowing the freak up. We saw that too many times. It has nothing to do with the receivers not getting open. It's a lot of times you just got to lead receivers up. I'm not going to get into it with you, Shep. You want to talk about that, we get on that phone. My main focus is the O-line. If they play more physical this year, keep the same effort every week, and the run gets going, we could go really far. Khalil, you have an absolute point. And I think last year that we had a lot of opportunities to see this run game finally mature. We just struggled in some play calling aspects. And I get it. You get excited. You see some things working. You see some spaces opening up. But sometimes simple is the safest way, right? You got a quarterback that's playing with crazy high confidence. Once he gets on that streak of not showing that confidence, right, with his performance, you got to reel him in. That's the job of the offensive coordinator. So, and how do you reel a quarterback in and get him settled? You rely on the run game. Need a back who ain't afraid of contact. I think we already acknowledged that one. I agree. And I think with this room is physical. This room is physical. Jam ran with a mental block a lot last year, which is understandable. A lot of injuries for him last year. He'll just need a start off for every play. Line on him up 7 yards back and let him rumble. I don't agree, man. I don't know if you've been hearing, but he's, for his size, he reminds me a lot of Eddie Lacy. For those big backs that's real shifty. And I think that's what the problem is. He instead of relying on, because when he ran downhill, it wasn't from 7-8 yards off the ball. He just ran downhill, got his legs. Yeah, I think this guy's squatting 800 pounds, man. So he just got to get behind his pass sometimes. But with him, he gets into that finesse mindset because of his size. People expect him to try to run them over all the time. So I get it. Step up, flow to the open areas, send it to the crib. Send it to the crib. I don't know what that was in reference to. It reminds me of Chris Rainey at Florida, maybe a little bigger, but run style is similar. Talking about Kevin Riley. Definitely taller, but I wouldn't say that. I think Kevin Riley is more of a. Do you remember? What was the young man's name? They played with Coffee, the brothers. Grant. He reminds me of Grant. Was it Terry? That's who he reminds me of. Undersized, shifty. And I don't know why we keep labeling Kevin Riley undersized. Like 5'10", 190 is a solid size back. Like that's a every down back. You don't have to be 220 anymore. 5'10", 190. It's once you hit that 6'1". When you one of them 6'1" backs, you got to be 220. But that 5'10", 5'9", those are NFL size backs. So, but the running style, it remind me a lot of Grant. Yeah. What up, Joseph? Good to see you. Y'all, we're going to take a quick infomercial break. We're at the 55-minute mark. We're going to run all of our infomercials and talk to our sponsors. But when we come back, we're going to give y'all an A-Day kind of like schedule of what we expect, right, during this scrimmage. And then also, we're going to have our final talk about the quarterback competition and then open the phone lines, right? We're going to have the quarterback conversation last. I had to do that to y'all because I know that's what y'all waiting on. And I'm gonna give some real insight. I already told y'all what my final pick was. I'm gonna get some final insight. Then we're gonna get out of here. I see my phone already. The messages starting to come in about practice. We see the group text starting to heat up a little bit. So I'm gonna do that. Open the phone lines. Get on y'all. Give y'all about 30 minutes. Gonna get about 5-3. Let's try to get 2 to 3 phone calls on the line, 5 minutes apiece, and then get up out of here. How about that? So think about becoming a member of the AAA family and supporting the Coach Smook Network, man. We're growing fast. Y'all see the family is growing. Everybody's starting to come back around. They're starting to smell football in the air. So, you know, that's when all the fans come out, when they start smelling that football in the air. If you want to stay connected to the Alabama Crimson Tide and other teams that we'll be covering this upcoming season, join the AAA family and support your boy.
Glad you chose to stop by the channel today. Just wanted to give you an opportunity to really become a part of this community here at the Coach Smook Network. We like to call ourselves the AAA family. The AAA stands for authenticity above all. We just want to give you an opportunity to become a part of this community because we're growing and we're doing something special here as a fan base, not just for Alabama, but the fan community as a whole. We're creating an environment where it's safe to be yourself, be authentic, and meet people who share the same passion you share, whether it's for the same team or not. You can do this by becoming a member of the AAA family. You simply start by just clicking the link provided to you by one of the moderators in the chat, or it'll be pinned to the top of the chat. Click that link. It'll bring you to my homepage. When you get to my homepage, make sure you hit the notification button and turn on all notifications. Understand that there are multiple ways to support the channel, and each level has its perks. You can go through and read each perk. As we continue to grow, new perks will be added to each level. One thing we would like to highlight that all AAA members are greatly appreciated. It does not go unnoticed that you have taken time and hard-earned money to support this channel. Once you join, YouTube is going to ask for some payment information, and make sure you monitor your subscription dates. Also, if you really want to get interactive with the community and find out what's going on, think about joining our Discord family. This is where you can get into all the fan talk of the community, and also there are networking opportunities. Please be mindful that there are rules and that we expect everyone to treat everyone with respect. Also, if you're looking to partner with Coach Smook Network or sponsor, please hit us up at coachsmooknetwork@gmail.com, and our staff will get back to you in a timely manner. I'm your boy, Coach Smook of the Coach Smook Network, and I thank you for supporting this channel. Hold on 1 second. If you're serious about sports, you need more than just box scores. You need real insight. That's why Sports Info Solutions is the official partner of the Coach Smook Network. Sports Info Solutions is my go-to source for in-depth stat analysis, giving you the tools to truly understand player production, tendencies, and performance on a whole new level. From NFL, MLB to NBA, Sports Info Solutions delivers advanced data that helps fans, coaches, and analysts see the game behind the game. This isn't just stats, it's context. Looking ahead to the next generation of stars? Check out nfldraft.sportsinfosolutions.com for elite draft analysis and detailed prospect breakdown. Make it your new go-to stat tracker. Visit sportsinfosolutions.com today. Now let's get back in the game.
You talking about Jalen Milroe and the Pips? The perfect weak side linebacker, right? Put him next to the mic.
It's not going to take up a lot of time, but I want to say that I'm excited about what.
Okay, forgive me, my brother. What's on your mind?
Oh, I'm good. I'm just still sorry for all the other content creators now that we have this mega star back in our presence.
All right, y'all, we back. Listen, let's go ahead and have a conversation, man. Y'all want to talk about it? I do too. Quarterback. Who do I think is going to take the first snaps tomorrow or Saturday at A-Day? Austin Mack. I do think he's going to take the first snaps. Who do I think is going to win this job and be the starter when we kick off against East Carolina? Keelan Russell. And I'm telling you, quarterback preview this Saturday, I truly believe, because of the moment, I think this is what, and this is just my hypothetical thoughts on based off what I saw last week at the scrimmage, right? I think the moment becomes way too big for Austin Mack. And I think he tries to overdo it. He's done it the last 2 years since he's been a part of the staff. Even the first year we got to see Austin Mack, we gave him a pass. We know he was out there with walk-ons, third stringers, whatever, freshmen, however you want to put it. But last year, he struggled at A-Day. He struggled in the first scrimmage, the very first scrimmage on the initial installs. And he allowed Keelan Russell to be that close in that battle with him throughout the whole season last year. He finally started catching swing and was advancing and progressing at the same rate as Russell. When you have the veteran presence like you do in the Austin Mack situation, but you don't have anything other than that to go with it, you have to be able to create a situation or do things that's going to separate. You have to have tangibles and the intangibles that's going to help you separate. And right now, what he provides as far as that could be a playmaking asset for him, it doesn't create separation in this race. Because what he has, I think, Jordan, get out of here. Go to class. Don't you got something important to do other than talk about? Let me stop. That's my little bro, man. He know how to get it going. But shout out to my guy Matt Farms for being a member for 22 months of the AAA family. But I tell you right now, when you look at it and you talk about what has Alabama been missing at the quarterback position, I'm gonna ask you, chat. I'm gonna ask you. As a matter of fact, we get polls now. We get polls, and I ain't gonna put this one in the poll. I'm gonna wait till the phone call. So I'm gonna get a poll out there. But what is Alabama quarterback position been missing the first 2 years under Kalen DeBoer? Year one, I think we were talking about the quarterback just not understanding the concepts of getting through coverages at the rate you need to. So you had to simplify the offense to go around your best asset in the quarterback room. And to me, that's even more of a argument against what we're talking about when it comes to Austin Mack and Ty Simpson and those decisions to go with Ty Simpson. That decision to possibly go with Austin Mack, how that can look, right? Essentially what you're saying, what we're doing is we're saying we're trying to mesh the style of offensive play calling, right? Not necessarily the play calling itself, but the style, the ratio of run pass that we had with Milroe, because that was a more balanced calling. And then also you got to think Milroe took a lot of those carries out those running backs' hands. You had a running back with 140 something carries in one season. Crazy work, right? But then you look at the style of the play calling that you got from Grubb last year, where a lot of games you would end with less than 20 carries. And that never happened while he was at Washington. That very rarely happened at Fresno. So where is that balance? Where is it? And you find it in your quarterback productivity, right? The years where they had quality production for your quarterbacks that could average those 14 yards per pass or per completion, or those 17 yard per completion seasons, right? 12 yard for 1 year, where your passing efficiency, your passing completion percentage is right up there where Ty Simpson had it, but the yard per completion is the difference. That's where you're seeing Keelan Russell take advantage, right? Take advantage. His intermediates, his deep shots, They have a higher success rate. He's seeing those a lot more fluid than what Austin Mack is now. What is Austin Mack doing great is the fact that he's operating, managing. Two turnovers reported this spring. 2 turnovers throughout the spring that I can confirm, right? Keelan Russell has had a couple. I think he's had 2, but they were all like during teams. Nothing in the scrimmage though. No turnovers during the scrimmage. Either scrimmage. When I talk about turnovers and stuff, I don't care about what happens in teams. Just like they was posting them clips of Ryan Williams going crazy during teams period, right? I want to see what he's doing in the scrimmage and the live action against the other ones, right? And to his defense, Ryan Williams has been going off this spring, just so y'all know. Young man looks like he's dialed in. Bama Boy and GA says, a QB that has that it factor, someone that takes command, and when all fails, we need a QB that can put their team on their back. You got to have it. You got to have it at this day and age when you don't have elite running game or elite offensive line talent or elite defensive presence, which I think Alabama right now, I can't label it elite, but I think we do have a foundation to build on for it to be elite. Kind of like Indiana did. Indiana had a foundation, but you saw it happen at JMU. They just, all they did was took their jerseys and changed jerseys and brought that foundation right over to Indiana, and they implemented it to the max. That's why it was so fluid. It didn't take them to get 36 guys to buy into a new system. They had to get 2 or 3 guys to buy in. Hey, we got this going already, but if we get you, we'll have this piece complete. And then we'll be able to develop this behind it. And that's what you see happening in Alabama, I believe. Grubb abandoned the run too much and too quick last season, 100%. I agree with that 100%, especially in that Florida State game. First game of the season, you had a chance to really just open your own eyes about the quality of having a productive run game. Hopefully we can utilize the run game this season. And like I said, last year, it wasn't that we couldn't run the ball. We just didn't. They played 37 U-ball, facts. All them grown men out there. They played 37 U-ball. Overall, I say the QB room is missing well-roundedness. The 2 QBs we've seen under Kalen DeBoer were on different sides of the spectrum when it comes to strengths. But who can be a complete QB? And that's what I'm saying. You didn't have a quarterback in Jalen Milroe. Like I said, to Jalen Milroe's defense, y'all got to understand, Jalen Milroe wasn't one of those guys that went through QB training throughout high school. He didn't play at some crazy high level of competitive Texas football. If y'all know anything about KISD, I think it's like the private school of the Texas range. So to me, if I had to compare it to a league of football, which all Texas football is quality, I'm not gonna sit here. But if you had to play in the easiest league of football, it would have been that league, right? It would have been that region, right? At that classification. Still quality talent coming out of it, but it's just not the same level that you would get if you were playing at Duncanville or a what's the other school down there that the young boy came from? That whole, what's that, District of Doom is what they call it in Dallas. Got all those Dallas schools, kind of like Birmingham area up here. Hoover. Who else up there? Parker. Spain Park, Vestavia. Who else up there? What? And then, I mean, like right on the way, Thompson, right up that way, Chilton County, all them boys. That Birmingham region is different. Yeah, Texas version of AISA. Facts. Deron, well, you must know something. What's up? Clay Chalkville. There it is. Clay. That's who it is. They just won the 6A. That's where your boy Bach came from too. But yeah, that's what you got to think. So that was what Milroe had going against him, and then came into a situation where, hold on, y'all, I gotta answer this door real quick. Be right back.
Glad you chose to stop by the channel today. Just wanted to give you an opportunity to really become a part of this community here at the Coach Smook Network. We like to call ourselves the AAA family. The AAA stands for authenticity above all. We just want to give you an opportunity to become a part of this community because we're growing and we're doing something special here as a fan base, not just for Alabama, but the fan community as a whole. We're creating an environment where it's safe to be yourself, be authentic, and meet people who share the same passion you share, whether it's for the same team or not. You can do this by becoming a member of the AAA family. You simply start by just clicking the link provided to you by one of the moderators in the chat, or it'll be pinned to the top of the chat. Click that link. It'll bring you to my homepage. When you get to my homepage, make sure you hit the notification button and turn on all notifications. Understand that there are multiple ways to support the channel, and each level has its perks. You can go through and read each perk. As we continue to grow, new perks will be added to each level. One thing we would like to highlight that all AAA members are greatly appreciated. It does not go unnoticed that you have taken time and hard-earned money to support this channel. Once you join, YouTube is going to ask for some payment information, and make sure you monitor your subscription dates. Also, if you really want to get interactive with the community and find out what's going on, think about joining our Discord family. This is where you can get into all the fan talk of the community, and also there are networking opportunities. Please be mindful that there are rules and that we expect everyone to treat everyone with respect. Also, if you're looking to partner with Coach Smook Network or sponsor, please hit us up at coachsmooknetwork@gmail.com, and our staff will get back to you in a timely manner. I'm your boy, Coach Smook of the Coach Smook Network, and I thank you for supporting this channel.
I had to go answer the door real quick. Had a delivery. I didn't even know I had anything coming. Shout out to my supporters. I didn't even read the name on it, so appreciate you. I'm here when you think I'm not here. I'm here. Appreciate you, my bro. That whole area has been stacked for the last 20 years, 100%, 100%. Hewitt Trustville, facts, 100%. Yeah, man. Listen, I'm one of them, man. I'm one of them. We look at it now, man, and I look at the quarterback competition, just looking at the development. Miro had that against them. Ty Simpson was a son of a quarterback, a son of a coach, right? You can tell his IQ was on a different level, but that composure definitely was questionable because you look at the level of high school ball he played against. I look at Keelan Russell and the program that he comes out of. It's similar to what Bryce Young dealt with throughout his high school career. Bryce Young played a national schedule for 3 out of 4 years as a starter at Mater Dei. Gets to college at Alabama and showcases the early stages of, hey, this guy's going to be him. But we got another guy in front of him that got experience. He's a veteran presence. He's done everything he needs to do to be the starter. Let's just continue to develop this young talent. And then Mac Jones was fortunate enough to have COVID. I'm gonna tell you right now, Mac Jones was fortunate enough to have COVID, and Jalen Hurts was fortunate enough to have us in the national championship the year before, because both Tua and Bryce, that's the type of presence that Keelan Russell feels. And I guarantee you, if Coach Saban is the one advising at any point of this conversation about who the starter should be at this transition point, right? I think he regrets, and this is please don't take this the wrong way. I think the way that the offense struggled and had to rely so heavily on Derrick Henry that Blake Sims here, I guarantee you that Coach Saban wished Coker had the ability to possess that position, that starter position that first year, or had to, I guess you could, because I think NCAA kept him from being able to play that first year after he transferred from Florida State. So that's a national championship year. You look how far we got with Blake Sims. Look what it took for us to be knocked out with Blake Sims, a running back that was thrown in to play quarterback, transitioned very well, grew throughout the season. But imagine had you had a quarterback already in place. It changes the whole spectrum. And then the same thing with this second year under the first year or the second year under Jalen Hurts, right? As a starter. If you go ahead and go with the better quarterback and don't go with the loyalty factor, which at the time I was cool with Jalen Hurts. He hadn't done anything to make us lose. I think we went 14-1 the year before, whatever, went undefeated in the regular season. Come out and you go to the national championship as a true freshman. But if I'm in practice and I see my offense just explosives every time I got a guy, I'm about to make that controversial switch. You have to. And I think right now you saw the same thing happen with the transition under Saban. Mac Jones and then Bryce Young. You saw the same thing happen. You had Bryce Young come in, highly touted, proven that modern day national schedule, playing against all that quality competition out there in Cali, across the nation. Everybody that he played against in high school, he saw him in college. Literally, just about every DB he played across the country, St. John Bosco, that big rivalries, he saw a lot of those guys at the collegiate level across the field. So the same caliber, similar caliber talent for 3 years. He comes to the next level, 2 years as a starter, breaks records, Heisman Trophy winner, all of this. Tua, similar type of thing. Played against quality talent in Hawaii. Saw a different level of training and development as a quarterback. Same thing with Bryce. Same thing with Keelan Russell when it comes to the comparison to Austin Mack. Right? You got Jet Tamala in that room that's got that pedigree. But when I talk about the main part of this competition, Austin Mack and Keelan Russell, I think Keelan Russell gets the edge with the competition level he played against in high school. You guys see the product that come out of Duncanville. The number one receiver last year for as a freshman, Corey Moore, number one receiver for Oregon, as a freshman, came from Duncanville. That's who Keelan was able to throw to. The running back from Duncanville, he'll be a top running back in this class. They had 3 defensive linemen that went D1. They had 2 defensive backs that went D1. Just at that school, that region is flooded with that type of talent. That's why I think Keelan Russell is going to show up at A-Day. He's used to having 60, 70,000 in high school games. He's used to having those type of crowds. And Austin Mack has been at Bama for how many years? I guarantee you the hype and the gravity of this moment will cause him to overplay unless he just turns on the switch, which will be great for the competition to carry over into the fall. I think we'll see the separation in this quarterback battle at A-Day this weekend. All right, so here we are at the hour and 15-minute mark. I'm going to go ahead and get the phone lines open. We just open the phones to have conversation. Whatever's on your mind when it comes to A-Day Alabama football and everything coming up, we're going to have that conversation when we get back from this message. Shout out to our sponsors, man, Walk-Ons. And then we'll give another shout out to our other sponsors for the phone call segment when we get back right after this Walk-Ons promo. Let's play some bills, y'all. And make sure if y'all have a Walk-Ons Sports Bistro in your area, make sure you check them out. And when you see them, when you go in there, tell them Coach Smook sent you. And he put you in the game because that's some of the best game day food you're going to get. You're talking about some Cajun cuisine.
Remember, when you see me in the streets, holler at me. Say, put me in the game, Coach Smook.
At Walk-On's Sports Bistro, the games are on, the food's delicious, and here you are always part of the team. Welcome to Walk-On's Sports Bistro, where every day is game day. Whether it's a post-win celebration, drinks after work, or taking the fam for some made-from-scratch favorites, Walk-On's is your go-to for good times, craft beer and cocktails, and bold flavors for fans of all ages. From melty mozzarella logs to Hall of Fame level burgers. Stop by today or order online or in the app. Walk-On's Sports Bistro. Game on.
Put me in the game, Coach Smook. Put me in the game, Coach Smook.
Like, share, subscribe. You know we keep it live.
Put me in the game, Coach Smook. 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 Put me in the game, Coach Smook.
Like, share, subscribe. You know we keep it live.
Y'all, phone line is open 334-625-1121. Call in, say your name. Put me in the game, Coach Smook. Let's talk some sports today, man. We're going to do 7 minutes. 7 minutes on the phone line, so be mindful of your time. When you hear this, it means you got that 1 minute. When you hear that 3 times, that means you got 30 seconds. And then after that, you ain't done with your enjoy your exit by then. First call on the line, we got Zach. Let's get it.
Call from Zach Willie. To accept, press 1. To send a voice.
Yo, Zach, what's up, man? You in the game with Coach Smook? Talk to me, man.
What's good, Coach Smook and my AAA family? How are y'all doing this morning?
Man, we good, Zach. How about yourself, buddy?
I'm doing good this morning, Coach Smook. Yeah, if you think about it, going back to Bryce's first year, he had J-Mo and he had John Mechie the third. Well, we have 3-4 receivers with the kind of explosive play ability that J-Mo and Mechie had, Bryce's first year. So with Keelan being the starting quarterback, I think this offense will be able to be explosive. The difference is Bryce didn't have an offensive line. I believe this year our offensive line will be what Alabama has been missing the last 5-6 years to compete in the modern day college football.
100%. 100%.
And from A-Day, my expectations for A-Day is just to see guys continue to take those steps to solidify their spots, which I know there'll be some starters that won't get to play because of some nagging injuries from last year. So we'll give new guys opportunities to go out there and get quality reps to prepare for the season this year. So I just want to see those guys be able to go out there and compete,
100%.
So, and I think we're going to really get to see some quality competition from both sides of the ball this Saturday. So I'm just excited for Saturday to see what transitions and see how everybody continues to take those steps that they need to take to solidify their spot or to create quality competition to where it's a good battle, position battle wherever at every position,
Hey, you know what, Zach? I'm more so excited. Like I see in the chat. My thing is this, man. I know how good this defensive line is going to be, right? If this offensive line could give us a glimpse of what the run game can look like, if we can get and I'm expecting 115, 120 plays for this scrimmage, right? If we can see out of those 100, and you got to think that the ones are going to get your true ones, your rotational ones are going to get probably 60, 70 reps in this scrimmage. If you can get 10, 11, 5+ yard gaining runs, right? But get like 4 or 5 explosive runs in this, I think you're setting a good, you're giving us a good tone, a good bottom or a good base to start from when you're setting the expectations for the run game. But more so, I want to see how these yards are happening. Like if it's a 5-yard game, is it our left guard finally pushing a defensive tackle, 3 yards off the ball and getting a solid push? Or is it the running back seeing where there's solid offensive line contact being made at the line of scrimmage and making the right cuts off of? Because last year, it wasn't that the offensive line couldn't move anybody. You look at the defensive line prospects that came out of the SEC, that are coming out of the SEC alone from the rosters that we played. you got a lot of defensive linemen that are going to be day 2, day 3 guys at the next level. Like in this year's draft out of the SEC. So it was a quality of talent there in the SEC for a stretch where when we wanted to establish a run game, you had Georgia one week, you had Vanderbilt one week, you had Tennessee another week, you had Missouri one week, you had who else was on that schedule that had a crazy good defense? Auburn at the end of the year, Oklahoma. I just named 6 teams out of a 18 conference schedule that had, and y'all can go and fact check, that had top 25 defensive ranked rushing defenses. I want to say at least 4 out of the 6 did, 5 out of the 6. And so when I look at it, you can't have backs back there that's expecting to have all this extra space. You got to take advantage of the small windows, the slight windows that you're going to have when you're facing against the talent pool of defensive line presence and trenches that you're going to see in the SEC. This year, we'll get a lot of excitement with the type of teams. Oh, D. Smith just said too, I almost forgot about South Carolina. They had one of the better defensive fronts in the SEC, but overall defensive production, run game, run defense, I think South Carolina's right there outside of that top 5 in the SEC, but you still see that the quality of defensive competition that we had to go against is what I'm trying to get at when it came to the run game. So this year, we got to see if guys can capitalize off the small gains and just understand that those windows are smaller. The quicker you hit them, the more opportunities you create to make explosives off of those.
Right. And to see guys hit open gaps, or to be able to see the open holes and to utilize him and to get utilize their speed to make the cuts they need to hit those gaps. You know, because like you said, they're going to be small, but we have some guys that can utilize that one cut type back, you know, and utilize their cuts to make explosive plays, you know. So
Zach, you know something that's funny? Everybody's laughing about it, and see, I got some old heads that I see chatting on Twitter and in the group message, right? Some old minds, they dinosaurs when it comes to college football and where it's at right now. And they said, well, Indiana did it. Well, Indiana also had NFL offensive linemen. Let's just talk about that first. Let's talk about the fact that your average age across Indiana's offensive line was the average age of your 3rd youngest roster in the NFL. Like, we're talking about Michael Carroll, who's 19, right, during the season last year, going up against a 24, 25-year-old grown man who's had 6 years at the collegiate level. No matter what level you played at, you do something for a certain amount of time, just like the point I've been making about Nate Oates' system. Just because you give a player more time don't mean that they're getting better. They just doing you're giving them more time to do what they're good at. You give an offensive lineman 6 years to finally show up, and the first thing what he has to show up against is a teenager, somebody who don't have it's going to show up. And Indiana did it against Ohio State in the trenches. They did it against Oregon early in the season. Penn State. I mean, they did it against everybody. They did it against Miami, and it was literally, and that's why you see that executive order in place. But that's a lot of the paralysis to it. And I think right now Alabama is set up to really try to build on an explosive run game that showed spots last year, but we definitely left it too fast in the play calling aspect a lot of times. Zach, final thoughts as we get ready to open the phone line back up, my boy.
Yeah, my final thoughts is good luck to the guys. Continue to work and push hard and continue to battle and create quality competition for the fall.
Yeah, hey, I appreciate that, Zach. Hey, Zach, tell them who you are. And, They know who you are. Say your name. Tell you in the game with Coach Smook.
This is Zach Willie, and put me in the game with Coach Smook.
Yes, I got you, Zach. Roll Tide, man. Y'all give it up for my guy, Zach. I got to work on that little closeout, y'all. I got to. Oh, I'm trash. I'm trash for that. 334-625-1121. Y'all see y'all see the number right there to the left. Y'all did see it. Mary J wants me to read this comment so bad. Right. Call in show. Remove the banner, Mary. I just want to put that out right. I want this number. That one too. The comment. There you go. 334-625-1121. Your calls, your opinions, Roll Tide. Y'all call in. Let me know what you got going. Even if you're not a Bama fan, man. I got some intel about Auburn camp as we wait for the phone lines to open up. 334-625-1121. They excited about Brown, your quarterback that came over with Alex Golish. They excited about Golish. I don't see why not. I told y'all it was probably the best hire, intimidation hire I've seen in a while from Auburn. But more so, this is a good plug and play hire for them. You think about the style of offense that Golish kind of embodies, right? And what he did at USF. As a matter of fact, let's do something real quick while we wait for the phone lines to start ringing again. Let's get let me see. Go ahead and see what Alex Golish got over there. Oh, snap. He got Cody Burns as a assistant coach. Cody Burns is assistant coach at Auburn. That's clutch. That's clutch. He brought Cody Burns over from USF with him, y'all. That's. I mean, Golish to me, he's got the same. To me, he has the same presence of trajectory as a coach as Kalen DeBoer in my eyes. They still got DJ Durkin as a defensive coordinator. That was a huge keep for him. Who's their offensive line coach? They got Tim Bakes as the co-D coordinator. What? Auburn fans, y'all got a reason to feel good. I'm just looking at that. Larry Scott is your tight end coach. Come on, bro. This ain't Larry Porter, is it? Larry Porter, the running back. Yeah. Auburn got a staff, man. Auburn got a staff. They win their bag and they got a staff. If y'all don't know these names in college football as far as their playing careers or coaching careers, then I just need y'all to get educated real quick. Alex Golish, we know what he is. We've had our recent run-ins with him at USF. DJ Durkin, we've seen what he does as a defensive coordinator. Even last year at Auburn, their defense was not the issues. Maybe the secondary was garbage, but they got Tim Banks. And if you know what Tim Banks does as a play caller on the defensive side, then just imagine what he can do when his focus is to develop the cornerbacks and safeties. Banks develops secondary back-end schemes like no other. Who else they got? Names that I know. DJ Durkin, like I said. Marcus Van Dyke, the cornerback coach. I remember seeing him. I remember Van Dyke being at where was that? Was that a clinic? It wasn't a coaching clinic. Where Marcus was, man. I can't remember. Was it Virginia versus Miami? I want to say 2022. I met him. Miami was up playing Virginia or Virginia Tech. I can't remember. But I know he's a good guy when it comes to recruiting the cornerbacks. They got a solid. They got a solid staff. Cody Burns played every position on offense just about. Zach, I do believe that. I think Auburn gonna come in. Auburn, man, let's look at Auburn's schedule. We talking Bama, Auburn. We talking college football. We got time today. Let's talk football schedule. Auburn. Let's look at their schedule real quick. Baylor, Southern Miss, Florida. Start off strong for them. We got another caller. Y'all know who it is.
Call from
Yep.
Yo, Shep, what's up, man? You in the game with Coach Smook. Talk to me, man. Y'all give it up for Coach Shep.
Hey, Coach. Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon, man.
Awesome show today, man. I've been plugged in all morning, man. I can't even get off the show. Of course, I haven't had a customer. This thing is addictive, man.
Hey, and then today different because we trying to, we pushing for our 5K subscribers. So you at the shop right now?
Yes, I'm here. I'm about to head out and get me a bite to eat. What's up?
Is it a lot of people there?
No, it is like it's crickets up here.
What's today? Thursday.
Yeah, it was a big week last week.
Yeah, for Easter. Next time we on the phone and you in the shop and there's a lot of people there, I need you to have everybody in that shop go subscribe to the Coach Smook Network. Pull out their phones, get on YouTube.
And Coach, and I was thinking about putting you on the screens up here, man. I was thinking about that. I was just saying, hey now.
Yeah,
because it's definitely gonna happen by the season. But I was like, man, like, how can I put this show on the screen that way? Because I got Wi-Fi, and I'm sure that's.
I come hook it up for you. You know, I'm the tech guy. I come hook it up for you. I come hook it for
that's
you.
Right.
You sound like you about to have a headache trying to figure it out already, man. I'm gonna come hook it up for you, man. It's gonna be easy. I'm gonna be like, hey, all you gotta do is pull your phone out. It's this button right here, and it's gonna send it to that TV and that TV and that TV. That's how we're gonna get it set up.
Okay.
For sure.
What's the topic of discussion, Coach?
Topic is spring Alabama A-Day, man. I've been just talking about everything that I expect to come from it. We've been talking about the roster, the amount of talent, everything, just kind of similar topics. But today we've been really keen on talking about what needs to happen at A-Day. We got our scrimmage that we've been asking for. 100+ plays. I expect 100+ plays to be ran. And the level of controlled contact, I don't think it's going to be as controlled as we have seen in the past. I think they're going to let these guys go at it because they're throwing a lot of young, inexperienced guys out there in the fire. They're expecting 85,000 plus at A-Day. And this is going to be a game-like atmosphere. And I think they really want to figure out a few key positions. Quarterback, inside linebacker, offensive line, I think is the key spots where they want to solidify something so they could really speed up this progression into the season. But what are you looking for from this A-Day weekend?
Oh my God, Coach! I mean, you summed it up perfect. I think everything you just said, it just, as I was listening to you, I'm like, yes, that's it. I got chills because 85,000 probably gonna be there.
Mm-hmm.
And I think Coach DeBoer, man, I was watching his bits and pieces of it. Man, they are still asking him about Alabama not being able to run the ball last year. And bless his heart, I kind of got sympathy for him because I'm like, okay, guys, let's just turn the page. That was then. This is now, and the board just hanging in there, man, asking the questions. And I'm like, you know what? If he don't have a growl in him now, him and the coaches, I think that will not happen this year. I think, he's being nice on the shows and being nice to everybody, but
yeah,
I'm sure, man, that they are doing all they can to make sure that Alabama don't come close to producing that type of, image on offense that we had last year, especially in the running game area. And like I say, Coach, I think we're going to see that Saturday. I think we're going to see multiple running backs. As I think I stated in the live, man, I'm an AK Deer guy, but AK Deer is very quiet. Kevin Riley.
You know why? I think AK Deer and Daniel Hill both quiet because they're going against that first team front. They're the ones getting.
Yeah, you're right, Coach.
Man, listen. Shep, you'll see it. If you go to A-Day, bro, you will see it. This D-line, it almost hurts you as a fan because I don't think we're going to get any real true storylines about the talent on the offense because of how good the D-line is, man. And it's almost like if you were the outside looking in, you would take what I'm saying and be like, oh, Alabama O-line going to be trash. But it could be a situation where you see it like at Georgia when they had that Davidson crew for the I think Jordan Davidson was a junior or a sophomore that year.
Mm-hmm.
But the year before he became the man, the D-line rotation they had was so dangerous. And then they had linebackers 3 deep. Kirby had that number one defense for 2 years straight for a reason. That them trenches was 15 scholarship defensive linemen deep.
I remember, Coach. I remember, man. Oh my God. And that's what I was saying, man. Alabama secondary is top notch, brother.
Mm-hmm.
Them boys. I was listening to Red Morgan. Listen.
Come on now.
He is locked and loaded. Them boys ain't playing. I mean, it's gonna be hard. I'm gonna say this: it's gonna be hard for any team to throw on Alabama. Alabama, you better be able to run it. It's gonna be hard for any team to throw on Alabama. I don't think Bama secondary is gonna give up too much. I think we'll see a lot of. I think from the Alabama secondary, I think you're gonna see big hits because I asked Drake Kirkpatrick on TikTok.
Mm-hmm.
I said, man, I said, you still gonna bring that wood, ain't you? He said, oh, most definitely, Mr. Shep.
Mm-hmm. I don't know if you saw the interaction with his live probably like a week ago. I was asking about it, the energy from the defensive, the secondary, at the safety room. He's right there in that room with Ivan Taylor and Keon and Bray and Jira. And the first name he said was, Jira Edwards. He was like, J.E. You talk about Carmelo, Nick Sherman, all the new guys that's coming in.
Oh my God!
But then Red, when you talk to Red, he says the same thing. Like they not mentioning guys from last. I think every DB that came back from last year was meant for this defense. You Chuck McDonald, Xavier Brown, Dijon Lee, Bray Hubbard, Keon Sabb.
I believe it.
Drake Kirkpatrick, Ivan Taylor, even Zay Mincy, who's been real quiet. I hope he gets the opportunity to be a range safety, like his ability. I don't think he's a box guy. I think he needs to be one high. Give him the assignment. Nothing gets behind you. Use your speed and your range and your ball skills to play center field. If they put him in that, I think he plays a lot better.
Coach, I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna go ahead and call it. I think Bama got 4 All-American DBs pending right now. Alabama got 4 All-American. Keon Sabb, number 1. Xavier Mincy. Bama got 4 All-American DB pending right now. That's going first, second round in the NFL. I'm telling you, them boys is a different group. I think the board did a great job of bringing them, and bringing them guys in. Alabama, now the only position is that safety position. I don't. You know what I'm saying? I know we'll never have another Minka Fitzpatrick, or whatever. But as far as DBs, as far as being on the island, I'm telling you, I think we're gonna see that this year. I think we're gonna see.
I hope Womack puts our DBs, especially those boundary guys, Dijon, ZB, Chuck. And I think Melo will play a lot of boundary too, but I think they like his size and his frame for that nickel corner position to be able to rotate with Red, Melo, Dre, those guys. I think they're going to be and Jira Edwards playing that nickel corner, that rover husky role. I love how versatile that position is going to be able to be because of the frame DBs you have. None of these DBs are lighting the britches. None of these DBs are shoulder throwing DBs. I see a lot of physicality. I see a lot of just intensity. I was going to play this clip from my visit on that Wednesday before the first scrimmage. Before the first scrimmage. I was going to play a video that me and some of the players from Benjamin Russell, we were just reacting to the practice we had just walked out of. And when I think about it and I go back, all your big hits from that practice, all the pop you was hearing was coming from generally that safety room. Chuck McDonald got some in there, but Red Morgan, he's in the corner room, but he's a box safety.
He's a box. Yeah, Red is. I was gonna say that, man. Red is a safety, man.
He's a box safety. I don't think you throw him in one high situation. You put him in two deep and threes and all that, but your thirds. But I don't think you play Red up top because that's not where he helps you at. He helps you in short yardage, coverage, lateral, shooting gaps. He's a perfect edge blitz. I think now that he's put on that extra 5-10 pounds of lean muscle, you're going to see him be a little bit more of a physical presence coming off the edge, run support, all of that.
Well, that's what he said. He said, listen, I can play anywhere on the field. Coach, that's a safety mentality. A DB ain't going to say that. Most DBs not going to say that, but a safety will tell you, hey, put me anywhere, bring me in the box.
Caleb, look at what Caleb Downs did. Look what Caleb Downs did. He came in. Caleb could have played corner. Caleb could have went out his freshman year and competed at the cornerback position and started just like he started at safety. But because of what he can do in the middle of the field, when you got guys like Caleb Downs, and then when he leaves, a guy like Bray Hubbard shows up, somebody know what they doing in recruiting that safety position at Alabama. Somebody know what they talking about.
Somebody know what they doing, and somebody putting together. Somebody want to make a run for the national title. Yep. And I think Bama got everything. I think Bama got if the guys buy in. If the guys buy in, I think Bama has everything in place. And I think the coaches is going to give them, and I'm not saying that the coaches hadn't done it up until now, but I think the coaches that Alabama has on the staff is going to is doing all they can to put those guys in position to be the best they can be. I really believe that.
Yeah. Eric King says the D-line is straight fired. I'm not worried about the defense at all. And this is Red Morgan's time to shine. You know what? As much as I want it to be Red Morgan's time to shine, I think next year will be his time to shine because that'll be a year where they transition and they need like a true trio safety. A trio of safeties to be able to rotate at the top of that defense. And you got to think you'll have Ivan Taylor have his third year if he sticks around. You have Jaira Edwards, who is going to be like Caleb Downs, I think generational talent and find his way into the starting type field, even with Bray and Keon out there. I think you're going to find a way to get Jaira Edwards on the field. And I think that brings Bray Hubbard into the box in some games, puts him at this linebacker type position, or even put him at the nickel corner and go really aggressive on the boundary with your matchups because you got the coverage with Jaira Edwards. You can walk him down from the safety spot and you can trust him to cover a tight end or a slot receiver. You got Keon Sapp that can help you with your one high. You got your coverage linebackers in Abdul Sanders Jr. and Luke Metz. And I've yet to see Caleb Woodson in, but you look at his body of work, I feel like he can go second and third phase range of coverage too from the linebacker spot. So you got a lot of spots where you can play a lot more aggressive. You can trust guys to, be competitive in their one-on-ones. If you can have the presence up front defensively to be disruptive and get home with 4 guys, be disruptive with 3, contain the run game with 5 guys. That's where your defensive dominance and like Eric King, I don't think this is a year that the defense struggles. Kane Womack found a groove towards the last part of the season, battling through injuries and everything, finding those young guys. I think he's going to be in the stride this year, and the defense once again is going to keep this season afloat for the Crimson Tide.
I agree, Coach, and I like how you stated that. And I'm going to make one last point. I'm going to be out the door. I think come Saturday, I think we gonna see a heavy O-line presence. I think we're gonna see a heavy D-line presence. I think you could see just some bulls raging in the trenches right there. And I think it's gonna spread abroad. I think it's gonna spread. I'm sure everybody gonna try to stay up, off the ground as much as possible. I'm sure, but I'm telling you that's what you're gonna see. And I think I'm gonna say this, and I think both quarterbacks is gonna have a good showing Saturday. I think both quarterbacks is gonna show up Saturday. Just like the boy was saying, he was like, they deserve like a practice, a scrimmage where they was kind of off. He said because they've been on point, for so long. Okay, so that means come Saturday, you're not gonna see a lot of mistakes. You're gonna see both quarterbacks. I know one thing. They're not gonna, they're not going to lose it for the team. I don't think they'll lose it. So but that's my take for Saturday scrimmage, man. I'm excited about it. Are they going to have? Is that game not going to be on TV, Coach?
It's not on TV, man. So you might as well go ahead. Go ahead and make your adjustments. Listen, and then with so many people, you might as well go ahead and get up early. Like I keep telling people, they think A-Day is the A-Day of old, where you can just show up and like pull up, park, and walk straight to the stadium and get into the. No, it's so much more that goes on around it now, and it's worth experiencing for those and all you longtime Bama fans out there. Listen to me. I'm not broadcasting. I'm not promoted for the university. I'm talking about for myself and my experience. I started going in, when was that? I wish I could call and ask them. That man had to be 2. So 2018, A-Day is when I started going with my family. And I think I only missed 2 years because of the 2 A-Days I was in Virginia for those 2 years. But the experiences that we had before the game, Walk of Champions, during the game, after the game, people that we met, to me, that's what A-Day is really starting to become. And then now the tailgate atmosphere that they bring, oh my God, man. But yeah, go ahead, Shep. What you were saying before you close out, man? You gonna be there at the A-Day game? What time you hitting the road with us?
Man, I need to check on the family. I am considering that though. If I have a day tomorrow, like I'm having a day, I'm sure I'm gonna pick up some tomorrow, but I don't know. It's up in the air. I don't know. My guys going. If I have a good day tomorrow, then that means Saturday not going to be so busy.
Yeah.
If my guys, if they don't book, I'll be able to move. But however, man, I'm just going to be reading it, reading and listening and talking to folks that's going to be connected to all that stuff. But like I say, man, Alabama going to have a good showing. I think my guy. And speaking of my guy. Hood, Mac 10, my guy, my boy. Mac 10 is going to do his job. Mac 10 is ready. Mac 10 is going to have a good showing Saturday. My quarterback, Mac 10.
You ain't got to keep saying it, man. I heard you the first time. I expect both of these quarterbacks to come out and act like they got some doggone home training. I really do, bro. Yeah. I really do. And like I said, I've been trying to tell people, it's not that Mac is having a bad spring or Keelan is. I'm looking at it from a coach's standpoint, Shep. If I got to make this big decision, right, to set my team up for the best opportunities to be as explosive as we want this offense to be, right?
Yeah.
I'm looking at all the small factors that matter. Like even that pass, we got a pass that was thrown to Cedarian Morgan from Austin Mack, right? Just now on the screen. Like a pass like this, I understand this is individual warm-ups and all that stuff, but this should not be inside. It should not be inside on Cedarian Morgan. Top side shoulder. This is basically a corner release route. You should not be turning around and slowing down. That's a Ty Simpson move. I'm not trying to have that this year, y'all. I'm not trying to have that this year. I want to see my quarterback throw it to the corner and catch the receiver, catch it in stride. Back shoulder. If my guy playing inside, if the defender inside, put it on his back hip. Put it on his back hip.
Yes, I do understand, but I'm telling you, we're gonna see, like I said, offense and defense. The trenches ain't got no choice because the coach is they're not gonna settle. Oh yeah, and one last point. I want to say this, coach, and maybe and somebody asked it in the chat earlier. Is that normal for the OC, to call out starters at certain positions? Or I mean, because now word is getting out that Ryan Grubb have a tendency to just kind of blab out stuff. I haven't really heard.
I've spoken on this before, and it's not a secret. Like, and this ain't nothing like me starting no rumors against Ryan Grubb. I have no issues with any of the staff members. I've personally talked with a lot of them. I spoke with Grubb since he's been there. He wasn't there the first season, but I spoke with Grubb, and he does give off that persona as his way or no way type energy, which is good to a certain extent. But I don't like the narrative of it bleeding into like the whole production of the team, right? When your way is not beneficial for the whole body of work, I think we have an issue there. So even his media presence, I don't think he does a bad job. And sometimes what he says is, I feel like we need more of that direct approach instead of all the secrecy. I wouldn't mind my OC announcing the starting quarterback, right? If we didn't have issues already. If your decisions have led us to nothing but success, then I don't have an issue with it. But I think there's a lot of reason to question Ryan Grubb's decision making. And I ain't just talking about from last year, I'm talking about from his stint while at Washington, his stint while at Seattle and with the Seahawks, and now his first year at Alabama. So there's some consistency showing up. And when it comes to that persona thing, man, or that aura around him, he does give off that energy like, I'm gonna do it because I want to. And to me, that's not quality. That doesn't set you up for success as a staff, if that's the case. But he kind of did. He did. I will say this year, I haven't heard him say anything about anybody starting. He said Lloyd Jackson was going to do good at left tackle. Fans and media pundits, they took that and said, Mr. Rodak that writes for whoever, Bama Online or whoever he writes for, he comes on there and he says, Coach Grubb says that Lloyd Jackson is the starter at left tackle and there's no competition. And then we see footage from the last scrimmage where you see at left tackle, you see Javen James, and then you see right guard Nick Brooks, who's presumed to be a starter. Then you see Delgado at 55 at center. You see Michael Carroll at right guard, and then you see the young guy at tackle, the young freshman at tackle. So, and that's a first team lineup if you ask me. Austin Mack playing quarterback. You had AK Deer running back. That's a first team lineup to me. So what do we mean there's no competition there? I guarantee you that these offensive line coaches and this staff is looking at different looks at that old line, no matter how good anybody's performing. So and that was in week one. If that was in week one, he made that little claim talking about naming a starter.
Yeah, he did.
I don't get some of these guys, these media guys.
Me either. And if I was Ryan Grubb, I don't think he ain't no taller than Nick Saban. Somebody need to tell him to get somewhere and sit down. I don't know who got the guts to tell him. He need to be quiet, and he need to get somewhere and sit down. And I'm gonna say this: I want our O-lines to grow beards. We need some O-line with some big old beards that look like they lumberjacks. That's what we need. We need some lumberjack offensive line that's gonna grow beards, so we can send some fierce throughout some of these. Jackson Lloyd is good, but Jackson Lloyd's face looks like a child. He's a big old. Let me get off here, man.
They call him the big baby for a reason, man. I said that though. I remember when Jackson Lloyd was getting recruited by Alabama. He was like 6'4", 285 pounds in the 10th grade or some crazy nothing like that. I was like, man, whose baby is that? Whose baby is that?
Yeah,
that boy ain't got a shaving bumper, nothing on his face, man. Just a big old.
So when you got a linebacker and D line from the hood, you know what I'm saying? They've been in the trenches all their life. They ain't afraid of that. You know, we need some offensive linemen with some big red beards that look like lumberjacks and don't wear no gloves like Landon Dickerson. Now Landon Dickerson didn't have no beard, but boy, he was a lumberjack. You hear me?
Listen, Landon wasn't no joke though. That joker had a.
Landon wasn't no joke. I love Landon Dickerson. Landon
he had
no
a
joke,
4x8 as a bumper on his truck. Wasn't that Landon Dickerson?
Yeah. He big nine, and then his jersey number was number 69. But anyway, I ain't gonna mess with that.
That boy.
But Landon Dickerson wasn't no, huh? But yeah, they wasn't no joke. Yeah, these Bama fans, they ride here, they staring around, everybody getting ready for A-Day, and Landon Dickerson was a dog. But we need some. But thank you for taking my call, Coach. Just put me in the game next time. I'm gonna try to get up there for A-Day. If I don't see you by the weekend, I give you a call ASAP.
All right, brother. Hey, I need you to come by and drop. You know what you got to drop off at the crib, man.
Coach, I don't deal with you, Coach. If you're not pulling for Mac 10, I don't know if I want to deal with you. You got to pull for Mac 10. If you pull for Mac 10, then me and you will be friends. If you pull for Mac 10.
Nah, bro, I can't pull. It ain't that I'm not pulling for him. I got to pull for the best quarterback in the room, man, and that's Eli Russell. That's all I'm saying,
yes,
man.
Sir.
All right, brother. Well, I appreciate you for calling in. Roll Tide, Shep.
Roll Tide, Coach.
I give it up for my brother Shep, man. Hey, y'all, appreciate y'all for tapping in on the call line. Zach and Shep, we appreciate y'all for tapping in. Providing quality content as always, y'all. We're going to go ahead and get up out of here. Got to close out. Got to get ready to go to the gym. I done missed 2 days at the gym, y'all. 2 days at the gym, but I done worked out. My body's sore, so I'm ready to go lift some weight, see if that helped me get stronger or not. But we're going to go ahead and get this infomercial break. And then we'll come back. We're just going to make our announcements. This is our last, Friday morning. Tomorrow morning will be our last live stream before A-Day. So make sure y'all tap in. Make sure y'all support the content and continue to help us grow.
All right, family. That's going to do it for today's show here on the Coach Smook Network. Once again, I'm your host, Coach Smook, your favorite Alabama insider and sports media personality. And I truly appreciate every one of you for rocking with us today. Before you head out, make sure you like this video, share it with somebody who needs to be a part of this conversation. And if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel so you stay locked in with everything we've got coming your way. We're trying to reach some goals here. And if you believe in what we're building here, I encourage you to take that next step and become a member of the AAA family. Remember, our mantra is authenticity above all. This community is built on real conversations and real insight and real information surrounding sports entertainment. Your membership directly supports the growth of the Coach Smook Network, and every hard-earned dollar contributed is not only appreciated, it's paid for through our monthly contributions to community health and awareness organizations. So you're not just supporting a YouTube channel, you're supporting a cause. Also, don't forget to check out the Coach Smook merch. We've got hats, t-shirts, hoodies, and more. It's a great way to show love and support for the network and rep the brand wherever you go. You can find the merch link in our main YouTube page and in the description. Put me in the game, Coach. And if you want to stay connected and get more involved with the community, be sure to join the Discord. Just type the command in the live chat or head over to our main YouTube page and click the Linktree link in the description. You can also stay connected with us directly for collaborations, appearances, community service opportunities, and business inquiries by emailing us at coachsmooknetwork@gmail.com. Our staff will respond in a timely manner. And for those who want to show additional love, you can always donate directly to the Coach Smook Network through Venmo, PayPal, or Cash App. Every bit of support helps us continue to grow and elevate this platform. We also want to send a huge thank you to our sponsors and partners: Walk On Sports Bistro, Sports Info Solutions, Helping Hands LLC, Men of Standard Executive Security, Goomba Bully Killnos, and most of all, the AAA family. None of this is possible without you. Once again, thank you for all your support, the energy, and the authenticity you bring to the space. Until next time, family, stay safe, stay locked in, and when you see me in the streets, holler at me and say, put me in the game, Coach Smook. Catch you on the next one.
Yes, sir. Appreciate y'all for tapping in and supporting. Once again, y'all, it's been a great morning show. We want to give a few more shout outs, man, to our sponsors here on the Coach Smook Network. We got Frederick Harris and Farmers Insurance of Hoover, Alabama, tapping in and supporting the Coach Smook Network, becoming official sponsors. They will actually be there on scene with us at A-Day this Saturday. We'll be set up and the location will be provided in our Discord server. So tap into Discord if you want to know the location. We'll be live periodically throughout the day. We actually will try to do a morning show from that location. If everything is set up like we plan for it to be and it goes smooth, we'll be able to do our live morning check-in from that location. And then shout out to First Place Barbering here in Montgomery, Alabama. My brother, Kelsey Shep, y'all just heard him on the phone. Mr. No Home Training. In the barbering, First Place Barbering. And we, like I said, we got some more partnerships. We got some games we're going to announce. And then last but not least, make sure y'all continue to support us. Y'all continue to support us in the autism awareness. Donate. We have a link that donates directly, or you donate to the Coach Smook Network through PayPal, Cash App, Venmo, and also your super chats. This month's contributions, it won't be cashed out to next month, but our contributions this month, we always do a monthly percentage. So definitely continue to support that and help us reach goals and continue to make network connections through our support for community awareness and health and awareness organizations, y'all. Hey, that being said, I appreciate y'all for tapping in. Continue to run the likes up on your way out. If you tapped in and you watched it all the way to this point, post live, I appreciate you. That means you're a real one. Think about becoming a member of the AAA family. I'm telling you, you don't want to miss out on the coverage that we have coming into the season. If you haven't seen the spring coverage, I think we have 4 or 5 members only lives that we provided. Some real insight. So the storylines that you're going to get from the scrimmage tomorrow, if you go and watch those tonight, the scrimmage Saturday, if you watch these members only lives between now and Saturday, A-Day might not be as exciting for you because you're going to really be in the game. You're going to have the scoop, the Smook scoop, and it's legit. And I'm telling you, every time I do those members only lives, I get a lot of backlash and interaction on Twitter. It seems like they come out the woodworks after I do a members only live. For them to not watch my content, they sure be coming back trying to argue a lot of stuff I say in members only lives, right? Like, you have to be a member to get in there and watch. So how are you knowing what I'm saying or talking about in a members only live if you're not watching the content? That's just a general question. Something that could be answered. Is nothing petty or nothing. It's just a question. I need to know the answers so I can make sure we're doing a thing. So once again, I appreciate y'all for tapping in today and being a supporter of the Coach Smook Network. I'm your host, Coach Smook, your favorite Alabama insider and sports media talent. And remember, you see me in the streets, holla at me and say it. I appreciate y'all for tapping in, and I'll catch y'all on the next one. Y'all be blessed, man.
Above all, that's where I stand. If you ain't a real fan, you'll fail with the fan. They tried to box me in, and I keep the dough off the frame. Turn the pressure into power, put my stamp on the game. Put me in the game, coach, in the game. Put me in the game, coach, that's what they saying. Put me in the game, coach, in the game. Put me in the game, coach, that's what they saying.
Players and the staff are pulling up right now for today's scrimmage. Coach David Ballou in the front. Y'all can see everybody pulling up, man. And boys over there, look at Deontay.
Hey, y'all, I'm walking out of Walmart. Check, what's your name, bro?
Man, my name Michael McKinney, man. I'm a true Alabama fan, and this man does a good job on his podcast.
What's up, bro?
Reviewing Alabama football. Keep doing what you're doing, man.
Appreciate that, bro. Roll Tide, man.
When you see me in the streets, holla at me. Say, put me in the game, Coach Smook.
Put me in the game, Coach Smook. Put me in the game, Coach Smook.
Like, share, subscribe. You know we keep it live.
Put me in the game, Coach Smook. Put me in the game, Coach Smook.